These 15 GM muscle cars from the 1960s were loud, fast, and built to win. Most people don't even know they exist. Let's have a look at them. Number 15, 1969, Pontiac Firebird 400 Ram, Air 4. The 1969 Pontiac Firebird 400 Ram Air 4 is a very fast car. Fast cars like this one are made to go super quick. This Firebird can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 5.4 seconds. That is not slow at all. In fact, it is much quicker than many other cars at the same time. Right behind the wheel, you can feel the power. The Firebird has a 400 cubic inch V8 engine. That means it has a big engine with 8 cylinders working together. When those cylinders move, they make the car go fast. The Ram Air 4 version is even stronger. It was made to pull in more air through the hood scoops. More air helps the engine burn more fuel. That makes more power. Now let's talk numbers. This car has 345 horsepower at 5,000 revolutions per minute. That is a lot of strength. Horsepower is how much force the engine can make. It also has 430 pound-feet of torque. Torque is what helps the car move quickly from a stop. Together, horsepower and torque make the Firebird go fast. Changing gears smoothly, it can run a quarter mile in 14 seconds. A quarter mile is 1/4 of a mile, and racing this short distance shows how quick a car can be. Some cars take much longer, but not the Firebird. Moving on to its design, the Firebird was shaped to help it cut through the air better. This helps it move faster. The hood scoops are not just for looks. They pull in air to cool the engine and boost power. The front end has a special shape that helps with airflow. To explain it clearly, fastness in cars is about how quickly they can speed up and how strong their engines are. The Firebird 400 Ram Air 4 is fast because it can get to high speed quickly and does not take long to finish a race distance. Number 14, 1968, Chevrolet Biscane 427 L72. The 1968 Chevrolet Biscane 427 L72 came with a 427 cubic inch V8 engine, which made it one of the most powerful full-size cars of its time. That big engine could make 425 horsepower, which is a lot for a car that looked so simple. Moving into power, the Biscane had a special kind of rear axle called positraction. This helped both back wheels spin together so the car would not slide around when it took off quickly. It also had a 4-speed manual transmission. That means the driver had to shift gears by hand, which gave them more control and helped the car pick up speed faster. To explain the numbers, this car could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 7 to 10 seconds. That may sound like a wide range, but it depended on things like the road, the tires, and how the driver shifted the gears. Even more exciting, it could drive a quarter mile in about 15 to 17 seconds. A quarter mile is a way to test the fastness of cars. The shorter the time, the quicker the car. Now look underneath. The car came with an F41 suspension package. That helped it stay steady when speeding up or turning fast. The special black tires on steel wheels with small hubcaps made it look plain, but they were strong enough for racing. Another important part is how light the car was. Unlike other big cars with lots of extras, this one had no radio, no fancy seats, and no extra trim. All of that helped make the car lighter and quicker. With fewer parts and more power, it could move faster with less effort. As we continue, fast cars need the right mix of engine power, low weight, strong tires, and smart gear choices. The Biscane had all of that. Its big engine, strong parts, and simple body helped it go faster than people expected from a full-size car. In short, the Biscane 427 L72 was fast because it was built to be quick, simple, and full of power. Number 13, 1967, Chevrolet Camaro SS 396. The 1967 Chevrolet Camaro SS 396 could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.5 seconds. That is very fast for a car from the 1960s. The power came from a 396 cubic inch V8 engine. Let's talk more about the engine. The Camaro SS had two choices for this big block engine. One made 325 horsepower, and the other made 375 horsepower. Horsepower is the power that pushes the car forward. More horsepower means faster moves. The faster version was called the L78 and had very strong parts like a solid lifter camshaft and a 4-barrel carburetor. Next comes the drive. The SS396 came with a 4-speed manual transmission. That means the driver could shift gears by hand and keep the engine in the best power range. This helped the car go fast at the right times. There were also other choices, like a 3-speed or even a special automatic, but most people who wanted speed picked the manual. Looking under the car, it had soft rear springs and straight-up shock absorbers. These parts made the ride bouncy if the driver pressed too hard on the gas pedal. The back wheels could jump up and down when starting fast. This made it hard to keep the car steady, but it still moved quickly when the driver handled it right. Now, on to racing. The Camaro SS396 could finish a quarter mile in 14.5 seconds. That means it raced over 1/4 of a mile from a stop in less than 15 seconds. This short race showed how fast the car could go in a small amount of time. Some cars took longer, but this Camaro had no problem. To explain it clearly, a fast car needs a strong engine, the right gear, and a good grip on the road. Even with bouncy rear parts, this Camaro had enough strength to win. Number 12, 1969 Buick GS400 Stage 1. The 1969 Buick GS400 Stage 1 had something very special: car fastness. One way to know if a car is fast is to look at how many seconds it takes to go from standing still to 60 miles per hour. This Buick could do that in 7 points in 7 seconds. That is very quick for a car from that time. It could also finish 1/4 of a mile in 15.9 seconds, going 89 miles per hour by the end of the run. Now, moving forward, the engine played a big part. The GS400 Stage 1, that means the inside of the engine was very large. The engine used 10.25:1 compression, which helped make strong power. It could make 340 horsepower and 440 pound-feet of torque. Torque is the force that pushes the car forward when you press the gas. You can really feel it in your seat. Let's keep going. The air system on this car was called cool dual induction. It was a new thing that helped the engine breathe in more cool air. The cool air went in through the hood and into the carburetor. That gave the engine more power. Some magazines said it gave around 8% more horsepower, but the paper numbers did not change. The company still said the power was 340 horsepower. Shifting gears a little, the GS400 Stage 1 had other parts to help it go fast. It came with a 3.6 4-to-1 rear gear if it had no air conditioning. That meant the wheels turned very quickly when the engine turned. This helped the car speed up even more. It also had a big radiator and a strong fan to keep it cool. This was important because fast engines produce a lot of heat. Next up, the car could really spin its tires when starting fast. That showed it had strong low-end torque. When you stepped on the gas, it could burn rubber in first gear and keep going in second. Finally, fast cars also looked the part. This one came in a color called Cameo Cream, which made people stare. Even if yellow was not their favorite, they still stopped to look. It was the kind of fast you could see and feel. Number 11, 1966 Oldsmobile 442W30. Measuring 17 feet long, the 1966 Oldsmobile 442W30 was a big car for a fast machine. Even though it looked heavy, it could move with serious power. The 442W30 could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 5.3 seconds and run a quarter mile in 13.9 seconds. For a car built in the 1960s, that was very quick. Under the hood, things get exciting. The car came with a 400 cubic inch V8 engine called the L69. This special engine used 3 2-barrel carburetors, working together to pull in more air and fuel. More air and fuel meant more speed. It made 360 horsepower and 440 pound-feet of torque. That torque helped the car push forward hard and fast. Even today, those numbers show how fast the car really was. Now comes something cool. The W30 had a fresh air option. That means it had special scoops built into the front bumper that let fresh air flow right into the engine. These scoops replaced the usual parking lights. 4-inch hoses sent the cold air into the engine's air cleaner. That gave it extra energy. The battery had to move to the trunk to make room. It helped the weight stay balanced, too. Also, the camshaft inside the engine was made to spin longer and faster. It had more lift and duration, which made the valves open wider and longer. That meant more fuel and more air could flow through the engine. All of that made the engine breathe better and run harder. Even more details. The W30 had strong valve springs, big valves, and high-ratio rockers. These all worked together to help the engine rev fast without braking. There was a limited-slip rear end with a 4.11 to 1 gear ratio. That helped put all the power on the ground. It even had a heavy-duty radiator to keep the engine cool while driving fast. In total, only 54 of these fast W30 cars were built. All of them were made in early June of 1966. Though not many were made, each one was built with parts made just for racing. That is why the 1966 Oldsmobile 442 W30 was one of the fastest cars of its time. Number 10, 1969, Chevrolet Nova SS 396, the 1969. Chevrolet Nova SS 396 told a very different story. This Nova had serious fastness because of a special part inside called an engine. Under the hood, it had a big engine called a 396 cubic inch V8. That number tells us how much power the engine can make. Power helps the car go fast, and this Nova had a lot of it. There was even a stronger version of the engine that made 375 horsepower. Horsepower is the strength of the engine, and the more it has, the faster a car can be. Next, let's talk about weight. A lighter car can move faster if it has enough power. The Nova only weighed about 3,400 pounds. That's not very much for a muscle car, which means the car could go quicker without working as hard. It had around 55% of the weight in the front, which helped it stay more balanced when driving. On the road, this Nova could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.9 seconds. That's very quick for a car from the 1960s. It also finished a 1/4 mile race in 14.5 seconds, crossing the line at 101 miles per hour. But power isn't the only thing. This car had strong tires, good brakes, and special suspension to help it handle fast driving. Still, because it had so much power and not very wide tires, it would sometimes slip when starting fast. To fix that, people used cheater slicks, which were sticky racing tires that helped the car grip the road better. Looking deeper now, not every Nova was this fast. Most were sold with small engines, like a 256-cylinder, or even a 4-cylinder engine with only 90 horsepower. But when the big engine was chosen, the Nova became a totally different car. Small outside, big inside, and made to surprise, this Nova could beat cars that looked much faster. That is what made it special. Not many people knew what it could do until it took off down the street, sounding loud and moving like a rocket. Number 9, 1965, Pontiac Catalina 2+2. The 1965 Pontiac Catalina 2+2 was a big car. Even though this one weighed about 3,748 pounds, it was made for strong power and surprising speed. Moving along now, it came with a big engine called the 421 cubic inch V8. There were 3 versions. One made 338 horsepower, another made 356 horsepower with extra air parts, and the strongest one made 376 horsepower with better parts and a powerful setup. That much strength helped the car go fast, even though it was very large. As we look closer, the fastest version could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 7 seconds. That may sound long today, but back then, for a full-size car, it was quick. It also finished the 1/4 mile in the middle of the 15-second range and reached a final speed of 125 miles per hour by the end of the track. This kind of performance was rare in a car this size. Next, the transmission helped too. You could pick between a 3-speed manual, a 4-speed manual with a special shifter, or a 3-speed automatic. With the 4-speed, drivers had better control and could shift fast to keep the car moving with all its power. Let's now check how it stayed on the road. It had a strong steel frame and a wide stance, which meant the wheels were far apart. The front wheels were 62.5 inches apart, and the back ones were 64 inches apart. That wide setup helped the car stay steady, especially when turning or stopping. It had strong brakes with power assist and special 8-lug wheels to help stop safely. On the inside, it looked fancy. It had front bucket seats, a big bench in the back, and a full center console. Even though it felt big and comfortable, it could still drive like a much smaller car. Rolling forward now, the cars outside had bold styling with stacked headlights and a sweeping shape. But it was the power and strong speed that made it stand out. Big, strong, and fast, this car showed that size did not mean slow. Number 8. 1968 Chevrolet Chevel SS 396. The 1968 Chevrolet Chevel SS 396 was an affordable car. It had strong power under the hood. The Chevel had a 666 cubic inch V8 engine called the Turbo Jet 396, which gave the car plenty of muscle to move fast on the road. Looking closer now, the engine came in 3 main versions. The base version had 325 horsepower. For a little more money, buyers could get a 350 horsepower engine. The top choice was a powerful 375 horsepower engine with solid lifters and special big port heads. This strongest engine helped the car reach fast times on the track. Speaking of performance, the Chevel SS 396 could speed up from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 6.5 seconds. That is quick for a muscle car, made in the late 1960s. It could also finish a quarter-mile run in 14.5 seconds, traveling at 100 miles per hour by the end of the track. This showed the car's great ability to go fast despite being a mid-size muscle car. Moving forward, the car's design was changed in 1968 to make it lighter and sportier. The wheelbase was shortened by 3 inches, which helped with handling. It came with wide tires called F70 by 14 wide ovals, which gave the Chevel a better grip on the road. The car had heavy-duty suspension, power front disc brakes, and an option called Positraction, which helped keep the wheels from slipping when going fast or turning. Looking inside, the Chevel had a standard front bench seat, but buyers could pay extra for bucket seats, which made the car feel more like a true muscle car. The interior was upgraded with better styling and a new dashboard. Although it came with a 3-speed manual transmission, options included a 4-speed manual or a 3-speed automatic, giving drivers a choice in how they wanted to control the car's power. Finally, the car's overall package made it a great muscle car for many people. It looked sharp with a long hood and a short back deck, which helped with its fast feel. Plus, it was one of the most affordable muscle cars of its day. This meant more people could enjoy the thrill of fastness and muscle car performance without paying too much. Number 7. 1969 Oldsmobile Cutless SW31. The 1969 Oldsmobile Cutless SW31 had a ramrod 350 cubic inch V8 engine under the cover that made 325 horsepower. This engine gave the car strong power for quick acceleration and solid performance. Looking at the details now, the car used a Muncie M24-speed manual transmission that helped drivers control the power easily. Power from the engine went to a GM 12-bolt rear end with steep 4.33 gears. These gears helped the car move quickly off the line and gave it good acceleration for fast driving. The car also had manual steering and manual brakes, which made it feel very connected to the road, but required more effort from the driver. Moving on to the outside, the car was painted a shiny ebony black, which looked sharp and clean after a full frame-off restoration. The wheels were chrome Super Sport with BF Goodrich tires wrapped around them. The tires came in sizes 215 by 70 by 14 in front and 245 by 60 by 14 in the back. These wide tires helped the car grip the road better during fast turns and hard stops. Inside, the car had red vinyl bucket seats that were comfortable and stylish. The interior had a clean look with a matching red carpet and shiny stainless hardware. A factory center console held the gear selector and armrest, making it easier to drive with the 4-speed manual. The dashboard showed important information like fuel, oil pressure, and speed, so the driver could keep track while pushing the car to its limits. Talking about fastness numbers, this Cutless S could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.9 seconds. This means it could reach highway speeds quickly, giving a thrilling ride. It could also finish a quarter mile in 14.6 seconds, showing that it was built to move fast in short bursts, perfect for muscle car fans. Finally, the car's suspension used coil springs and ball joints in front, with a 4-bar rear setup. This kept the car stable when driving fast around corners. Although the brakes were manual drum style, they worked well enough to stop the car safely after speeding. The car was built not just for quick straight-line runs, but also for handling and control, making it a well-rounded fast car to enjoy on open roads. Number 6. 1968 Buick GS400. The 1968 Buick GS400 has a strong 400 cubic inch V8 engine that makes 340 horsepower and 440 pound-feet of torque. This engine gives the car solid power to speed up quickly and keep strong force in the middle range. That means the car can get going fast and stay powerful on the road. Moving on to the body, this GS400 is a convertible painted in shiny original signal red. It looks clean and smooth after a repaint and shines brightly in the sun. Chrome Kragar wheels with BF Goodrich tires give the car a tough, muscly look and help it grip the road well. The black power convertible top is in good shape and adds style when closed. Inside the car, the cabin is very comfortable and well kept. The dashboard includes some neat features like a speed minder and climate control system, which help the driver keep an eye on speed and stay cool. The upholstery and door panels are in excellent condition, and the floor has a clean carpet with original floor mats. All the original parts, like the steering wheel and seatbelts, are still there and working. Under the hood, the engine has been rebuilt and upgraded with an Edelbrock intake and carburetor. This helps the engine breathe better and makes it more powerful. The car also has factory air conditioning that blows cold air, power steering for easier turning, and power brakes for strong stopping power. Everything in the engine bay is clean and works as it should, showing how well the car has been cared for. Looking at how fast this car goes, it can speed from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.8 seconds. It also finishes a quarter mile in 15.2 seconds at 92 miles per hour. These numbers show the car is quick and can get up to fast speeds on short runs. Underneath, the car is mostly original and well maintained. It has a dual exhaust with glass pack mufflers that give it a nice sound and help the engine breathe. The rear has upgraded air shocks for smoother rides, and the front uses big finned drum brakes that work well to stop the car safely. The floors are solid metal with no rust, which helps keep the car strong when driving fast. All these parts come together, so the Buick GS400 can deliver both speed and control, making it a true muscle car built for fast, fun driving. Number 5, 1965 Oldsmobile Jet Star. The 1965 Oldsmobile Jet Star. I have a big 425 cubic inch V8 engine that makes 370 horsepower. This engine uses special casting to be lighter and has strong forged steel parts inside. It has a camshaft that helps the engine breathe better and special wedge-shaped chambers in the heads to burn fuel well. Next, the Jet Star. I offers two kinds of transmissions. A standard 3-speed manual with synchromesh lets the driver change gears smoothly. There's also an optional 4-speed manual that helps get more power to the wheels faster. Another choice is a new 3-speed automatic called the Turbo Hydromatic. This automatic uses a special torque converter that works well at both slow and fast throttle, helping the car feel powerful but also easy to drive. These transmissions help the car move fast and smoothly, depending on the driver's choice. Looking at the frame and suspension, the Jet Star has a long 123-inch wheelbase with a strong perimeter frame. The front suspension uses unequal control arms and coil springs for a firm but comfortable ride. The rear suspension is a 4-link design that controls the solid axle well. These parts help the car stay stable and not lean too much when turning corners, so it feels safe even when driving fast. Brakes are important for stopping fast cars, and the Jet Star has large 11-inch front drums with better cooling and wider linings. Power brakes are optional to make stopping easier. The rear axle is a newer design with a limited slip option that helps keep the tires gripping the road when accelerating hard. When it comes to size, the car is big and wide with a modern look and smooth lines. Inside it has bucket seats, a console with a tachometer, and a big round speedometer in the center of the dash. These features help the driver watch how fast the car is going and keep control. The car can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.3 seconds. It also finishes a quarter mile in 14.8 seconds. These numbers show that the Jet Star EV is fast and powerful and built to give an exciting performance on the road. Number 4, 1966 Pontiac LeMan Sprint. The 1966 Pontiac LeMan Sprint shows car fastness by mixing power and smooth engine design. It has a special 230 cubic inch overhead cam inline 6-cylinder engine. This engine can make 207 horsepower thanks to a hotter camshaft, bigger valves, and a 4-barrel carburetor. The overhead cam lets the engine spin up to 5,500 revolutions per minute, which helps the car move quickly when the gas pedal is pressed. Next, Sprint's transmissions give different ways to use that power. A 3-speed manual is standard, but there's also a 4-speed manual and a 2-speed automatic option. One upgrade added later was a 5-speed transmission with overdrive, making the car easier to drive on the highway and improving fuel economy. When talking about fastness, the LeMan Sprint goes from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 11.1 seconds. It finishes a quarter mile in 18.3 seconds. These numbers show that while it is not the quickest car, it still has good performance for a 6-cylinder engine. The engine block and head are made from cast iron but have some unique parts, like a fiberglass timing belt and aluminum covers. This design helps the engine last longer and run quietly. The exhaust sounds smooth and European, not loud or rough like a tractor, making it fun to drive and hear. Fuel economy is another part of car fastness, and this LeMan Sprint gets low 20s miles per gallon on the road. This means it can drive far without needing too much fuel. Although it may not be the fastest muscle car, it stands out for how well it uses its speed and fuel. Number 3, 1967 Oldsmobile Delmont, 88, 425. The 1967 Oldsmobile Delmont 88 has a powerful rocket V8 engine that comes in 2 sizes. The smaller one is a 330 cubic inch engine that makes 260 horsepower and 355 pound-feet of torque. When running on regular gasoline, it loses 10 horsepower and 20 pound-feet of torque, but it still delivers solid power for a big car. Next up is the bigger and more popular engine, the 425 cubic inch Starfire or Super Rocket V8. This engine gives the Delmont 88 extra muscle and helps it reach higher speeds easily. The car weighs about 4,000 pounds, which is almost 2 tons. But the strong V8 engines handle the weight well and give the car enough power to move fast on the road. Looking at numbers, the Delmont 88 can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 8 seconds. It covers a quarter mile in 16 seconds. These times show the car's ability to accelerate quickly for its size and time period. The top speed is 120 miles per hour, which is good for a full-size car from the 60s. The car's design also supports fastness by making the ride comfortable and steady. It uses coil spring suspension, which helps absorb bumps and keeps the car stable on twisty roads. The smooth handling adds to the driving experience, making it feel both powerful and easy to control. Moreover, the Delmont 88 came in 4 body styles, including 2- and 4-door hardtops, a 4-door sedan, and a convertible. The 2-door Holiday Coupe was popular for its stylish look and lighter weight, which helped with faster acceleration. Number 2, 1964 Buick Wildcat, 425 Super Wildcat. The 1964 Buick Wildcat, 425 Super Wildcat, weighs over 4,000 pounds but still moves quickly, thanks to its big 425 cubic inch V8 engine. The engine has 2 4-barrel carburetors, which help it produce 360 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque. These numbers mean the engine can push the car with great force, making it fast and exciting to drive. Moving on to speed, the Wildcat can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 7.7 seconds. It can cover a quarter mile in 15.7 seconds at 89 miles per hour. These times show how the car can accelerate fast, even though it is a large, full-size vehicle. Compared to other cars of its time, the Wildcat was very competitive when it came to getting up to speed quickly. Also important to car fastness is how the power reaches the wheels. The Wildcat has an optional positive traction differential, which helps the car put power to the ground better. This feature improves grip and control, allowing the Wildcat to launch faster from a stop without losing traction. Buyers could choose either a 4-speed manual transmission or a 3-speed automatic, both helping to make the most of the strong engine. Furthermore, the Wildcat came in several body styles, such as a 4-door sedan, 2-door sport coupe hardtop, 2-door convertible, and a pillared sedan, which was the most popular. Even with different shapes and sizes, the car kept its fastness, thanks to its powerful engine and smooth handling. Number 1, 1969 Oldsmobile Vista Cruiser. The 1969 Oldsmobile Vista Cruiser was equipped with a strong 455 rocket V8 engine that gave the car enough 365 horsepower to move quickly for its size. The car could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 8 to 10 seconds. It could also cover a quarter mile in between 15 and 17 seconds. This shows that the Vista Cruiser was fairly quick for a large wagon made to carry many passengers. Moving forward to speed, the Vista Cruiser could reach a top speed of about 115 to 125 miles per hour. This was impressive for a station wagon, which normally focuses more on space and comfort than fastness. The engine gave the car enough strength to handle highway driving, with ease and power to pass other vehicles safely. Another important part is how the car handles on the road. Even though the Vista Cruiser was big, it rode smoothly and absorbed bumps well. Drivers could feel in control during long trips because the suspension was designed to make the ride comfortable while keeping steady control. This helped make the driving experience enjoyable on both city streets and open highways. Furthermore, the Vista Cruiser had a longer wheelbase of 5 inches compared to regular wagons. This stretch helped add a front-facing third-row seat and gave more space inside without hurting the car's power or speed. Even with all this extra space, the car still felt balanced and could move at good speeds. Its special raised roof and glass skylights made the cabin feel open but did not slow down the car's performance. Moreover, the Vista Cruiser's size did not stop it from having a strong engine and good power. It could carry many people and luggage, while still moving fast enough to keep up with traffic. The combination of a powerful V8 engine and a well-designed body gave it the ability to accelerate well and maintain steady speed for family trips. These GM muscle cars from the 1960s didn't just look tough, they moved fast and made history. Which one is your favorite speed machine? Drop a comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more classic car stories.